The U.S. has confirmed that all 6 service members on board a military aircraft that crashed in western Iraq have been killed. The refueling plane went down while supporting strikes on neighboring Iran. U.S. military leadership says that it was not due to hostile or friendly fire. Al Jazeera's Kimberly Halkett is at the White House. So, Kimberly, we got a new briefing from the Pentagon and the head of the U.S. Armed Forces a short while ago. How are they framing the U.S. military campaign against Iran at the moment?
The Pentagon is framing this war as a success, much like the U.S. president has in his previous statements, including one posted about 8 hours ago on his social media platform, Truth Social. But this is coming even in the face of mounting casualties. As you point out, CENTCOM confirming now 6 American deaths as a result of that mid-air collision in a refueling incident that occurred with that KC-135 tanker. And we know from Iran's retaliatory strikes there have been mounting injuries as well. But the White House and the Pentagon downplaying this. In fact, the chair of the Joint Chiefs saying in a briefing a couple of hours ago that 90% of those that have been wounded have been able to return to duty, given the fact that they say they are minor injuries. So the United States is projecting that this is a successful mission, even trying to make the case that Friday will be another, in their words, successful day, given the fact that they are ramping things up even further.
Kimberly, so 13 American servicemen now confirmed killed. This is in 14 days of war. How do Americans feel about this war, given that the death toll is mounting?
There is growing unease, even as the U.S. president has tried to prepare Americans that there would be casualties. What polling data shows is that a majority of Americans do not support the president's war in Iran. In fact, what they are saying is that they are skeptical that Iran was a threat. And as a result, what we've seen is the White House having to release slick messaging in the form of videos on social media that is styled in a Hollywood style or a video game style to kind of sort of beat the chest of the ordinary American. But what they're particularly targeting with these messages are Republican supporters who are becoming increasingly skeptical, in addition to Democrats as well as independents.
All right, Kimberly Halkett reporting from the White House. Thank you.
The United States is taking heavy losses in the war in West Asia. It has lost 13 soldiers so far, and 140 of them are injured. 4 American jets have crashed, 10 American radars lie in ruin. But a bigger problem seems to be appearing in the high seas. Iran claims that it has struck American nuclear-powered warship. The CENTCOM has quickly denied this claim. Our next story brings you more details.
Of the U.S. Navy are facing a trial by fire in the volatile waters of West Asia. From the Arabian Sea to the Red Sea, American supercarriers are being hunted by a new generation of Iranian lethality. The untouchable symbols of global power are suddenly looking vulnerable under a hail of Iranian weapons. Iranian forces say they targeted the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps Navy says that the American aircraft carrier was hit with missiles and drones, rendering it non-operational and forcing its retreat from regional waters. For years, Tehran has repeatedly warned that American carriers are not untouchable. Iranian military commanders have often claimed their missile and drone arsenal is capable of sinking an aircraft carrier operating close to Iranian waters. Anti-ship ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and swarm drones have all been presented as part of that strategy. The U.S. is pushing back strongly against the Iranian claims. U.S. Central Command says there is no damage to USS Abraham Lincoln. It asserts the carrier strike group remains operational and continues to carry out its mission in the region. The conflicting narratives highlight the growing information war surrounding the conflict. At the same time, another incident has raised concerns about the strain on American naval forces. On Thursday, a fire broke out aboard the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford while it was operating in the Red Sea. 2 sailors were injured, though the fire was quickly contained. Together, these incidents underline the intensity of the war at sea. Aircraft carriers remain the backbone of U.S. power projection. But in a region filled with missiles, drones, and escalating tensions, even the most powerful warships are operating under constant threat. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
You've been running simulations on a war with Iran.
Yeah, every strategy for 20 years, and it's playing out right now. So I can tell you that we are losing control of the situation. Like, we don't know where that nuclear material is, but they have the material for 16 nuclear bombs, and we've given them every incentive to develop them.
Professor Robert Pape might be the single most important, credible person we all need to listen to right now.
The supreme leader that we took out was against nuclear weapons. The new supreme leader, he's way more aggressive.
He's advised 2 decades of presidents in the White House.
President Trump is really stuck, but he thrives in chaos.
And spent 30 years building the curriculum that trains the Air Force for the exact type of war that's taking place now in Iran. And one of the most mind-blowing things I've learned is that there are 3 stages to this conflict. Unfortunately, Professor Robert Pape, who has 2 decades of being correct with his predictions, gives a 75% chance that Trump is about to escalate to stage 3. In this episode, we're going to explain exactly what this means.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9 and verse 12. It reads, "One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter." Revelation 11 and 14. "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." And best believe this is what we are witnessing before our very eyes. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, with another edification to the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Makah Kodash. First and foremost, call Halayam La Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the 4 corners of the earth. Risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled blood Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listening and learning. This is another installment of Who Say War. Alright, Who Say War. Alright, and there's where it is. It's war. Alright, it's war. As the scripture say in Revelation, I think is 8. Revelation 8. Bear with me. Here, I know it's Revelation in back. I remember the exact verse. I think there's the verse here. Yep, Revelation 8 and 13. I will start from verse 12, where it reads, "And the 4th angel sounded, and the 3rd part of the sun was smitten, and the 3rd part of the moon, and the 3rd part of the stars, and the 3rd part of them that was darkened. And the day shone not for a 3rd part of it, and the night likewise." Alright, because of what? Because of the nuclear fallout. Alright, radiation, what have you. Verse 13, "And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe." Alright, woe, woe, woe. The word woe goes into destruction. Alright, to the inhabitants of the earth by the reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. So woe, 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 destruction, war. Alright, war. This is what it is. This is what it is. This is what we are in here now. Wake up the mighty men. Let the men of war draw near. Roughly paraphrasing Joel chapter 3. Alright? There is what it is. So we seeing I just was going through my page, my YouTube page there. Alright, and I'm seeing that Trump, he issued 5,000 Marines to the Middle East. Let's believe that number is going to be increasing as the days goes by. Alright, as the days goes by. That is why the scripture say I'll have to go to that Joel. I'll have to go to that Joel 3, but verse, I think it's verse 13. It's actually 14. I'll start from 13. Joel 3 and 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Alright? Multitudes, multitudes. So, alright, best believe as the days go by, the numbers could increase. The numbers could increase pursuant to, troop deployment by the way of Babylon. And then you're going to see NATO, they too following into suit. Alright? And don't be too shocked, because it is prophecy that what's his name, Putin decided to, he decided to join in and send in a contingent of men also too to square off against Babylon the Great. Again, who say war? Yeah? Who say war? Because this is what it is, Salakia. This is what it is. War. Alright? It's no longer on the horizon. It is judgment here. It is in your house. It is in your house. Alright? It is in your house. So war is about to take place in a great fashion, in a great way. A lot of people is going to feel the pain, is going to feel the hurt. It's done going on already. Alright? And with Trump sending those troops there, along with another carrier strike group, I want to believe. That's just fulfilling Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. I'm going straight to the point because I don't want to stay too long with this. Alright, Joel chapter 2 and 20, where it reads, But I will remove far off from you the northern army, which is America, alright, the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, which is the valley of Jehoshaphat in the Arabian desert, with his face towards the East Sea, alright, which is the Persian Gulf, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, which is the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and all his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. So what? They're going to lose. Alright? They're going to lose that war over in the Middle East. They're going to lose drastically, They're going to do some hurt, don't get it twisted. Babylon is going to do some hurt, but they're going to lose. And they're going to lose drastically. They're going to lose badly. Alright, they're going to lose badly. So we seeing the troops gearing up. We seeing everything, is coming to a point where we just have to wait for the prophecy of the mark of the beast, which this war could might as well bring about, the mark of the beast. And from there, look out for the missiles. Alright, look out for the missiles. There is where it is. Great judgment is about to take place upon the face of the earth, and World War III is about to, bring it about. Alright, there is what it is. Alright, so hey, it are not getting away from this, man. The Lord have Trump right where he is. Alright, and I would end, as I speak that, I would end it off with this. As I say, I don't want to stay too long. We already know what that's all about, man. We already know. We know, you know. We already know what it is about. Alright? So Jeremiah chapter 51 and 24. Alright? Actually, let me see. No. All this here good, but I think it's Joel chapter 50, Salakia. Right. Joel chapter 50, and I will start at 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Yeah? And that snare is who? Iran. That snare is Iran. Alright? Thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord. So what? The Lord has the right, perfect judgment to take out upon you all by the way of the Russians, Slovakia, and the Iranians, along with the Chinese too. Alright, so that snare, they are fallen right into that trap. All that bravado he is speaking, and we are the best navy and the best this and the best that, and we destroy Iran navy and the air force and you know whatnot, so forth. all lies, and we're gonna see the end result, which is America's destruction. So hey, I hope you all are edified through the power and spirit. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, your brother Kahan, from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Campaign Trinidad, signing out. Say, Kal Alayam La Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone that will well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives on the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, along with a very few but faithful, what we say. Shalom.